What's going on, brother?
Not much. Looks like we got a good show today.
Yeah, so we started talking to her, and she had a pretty awesome quote. Go ahead and run that by me.
All right, welcome to the circle. So what we do is we welcome to the circle, and we do a clap. You know what I mean? Kind of like welcome you in. So welcome to the circle.
And you just messed it all up.
All right, welcome to the circle. There we go.
Now we're in sync. See?
Right. Yeah, now we're in sync. Now we're going. We're in sync. So today is Saturday, the 2nd of December, 2023. And today we have a guest with us, Ysabel Cardona, 42 years old, a United States Navy veteran. And we brought her over here because she has a perfect story for us, something that we feel that aligns with our message with the Circle of Guardians podcast. So she has a quote that she told us about, and we'd like to read it first, and with that, we'll launch off into our podcast right here. So it's from one of our favorite presidents of the history of the United States, John F. Kennedy, and it goes like this: I can imagine a no more rewarding career, and any man who may be asked in this century what he did to make his life worthwhile, I think I can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Army. Navy.
Oh my God.
I'm Army, so no, but that right there says a lot, and that says a lot about what type of an individual he was, and what his message is to people. And tell us a little bit about that quote, what it means to you, and why you chose that.
A lot of people have different reasons why they served. When I first joined, it was I didn't want to serve in the branches that my family had served in.
Oh, what were those, like
Yes.
the Army guys?
So my father, actually not. Well, my father was a Marine,
Oh, sorry.
but my grandfather was also Army. So then
All right, hoorah.
So then I was like, well, I didn't want to be like how they were. I wanted to be different. And then I was like, well, I want to travel the world, because you do see that they go.
They got boats.
Yes. But I also love the ocean, though.
Right.
And I love the water. And I did see that they would travel. So I was like, well, I've always loved traveling. I've always been a free spirit, too. So I was like, well, I can do that.
No, we didn't get that impression at all. Like, first moment we met, yeah.
I've always been a free spirit. I still am. I've always been told I've got the gypsy soul or whatever. But
I will say you have this positive just energy about you that just radiates the moment you're around.
So,
Because
yeah.
I was literally 100 yards away. I'm like, I felt something like,
So,
hey,
yeah,
that's her.
Like an aura, you know what I mean?
it was
Like
something
something
with her,
just,
man. Like, all right.
yeah,
So yeah,
a warm energy about
I've
yourself.
also been told that as well. So, but so I was like, well, yeah, let's.
And if you carry a 12-pack with you, you're going to be like the perfect person.
Yes, I've done that before
Yeah.
too. So I was like, well, yeah, let's go to the Navy and travel the world and have fun, and I enjoyed it, and I don't regret anything.
What's the Navy's motto though? Like the Army has, be all you can be. What is?
You better learn how to swim. I don't know.
You better learn how to swim.
Actually, don't remember, but
The Navy. Aim high? No, that's the Air Force.
No, that's the Air
right?
Force.
wow.
We're going to have to.
Beam me up, Scott. Oh, no, that's
I
the
have no
Space
idea.
Force, right?
Space Force, right?
Space Force, beam me up.
I don't remember a lot of the stuff. I was a little disgruntled with the Navy for a little bit. I had a really bad transition out. I had a lot of stuff going out. So some of the stuff with the trauma, I kind of forget, unfortunately.
Well, I think people like in all branches, they when they exit their selected branch of service, and that's great. You wanted to be different from your family. You had a grandfather in the Army, and then the Marines, and then it's all right. Let's spread the wealth here. You know what I mean? Joining the Navy. There's nothing wrong with it. Actually, next year, 2024. For the Central Valley Veterans Day Parade, we're going to be honoring the Navy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we actually have the best Navy in the entire world. I mean, we're just...
Oh, we are.
Yeah, you guys are badass, man. It's like...
Yeah, the Navy. Yeah, very very rich in tradition.
But they're the only ones that don't make a decision because they're the only ones that don't have a motto. They never decided on one. I just read that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they actually did have it.
I actually don't know.
It says there is no official one. There is no official motto for the U.S. Navy. Non-CB said patriot. They've said that in Latin. They don't have one.
So what do you call it? So me being in the Army and you being in the Navy, I think our big rivalry football game is coming up. Go Army beat Navy, or
Go Navy.
Go Navy beat Army.
Right, if you guys are playing in the water, you're done.
Oh yeah. Well,
You guys should play polo instead of
water polo. Yeah, maybe get us that water polo. Yeah. So you know what? Like I was telling John. As we look for people to bring onto to our episodes and tell their stories. I was telling that I met you through one of your events that you hold, a social gathering.
Yes.
And that's where I got to meet you. And at the was it Salty 50/50 and over there, not a lot of people showed up, so it gave me an opportunity to speak to you one-on-one, and then listening to your story. And then that's when I told you about what John and I do on the side, and we felt that you're perfect for what the podcast is about and stuff. And again, thank you for being here and taking the time out of your day to come over here. Also, after here, she is hosting another social gathering at a local brewery here in town, which we pretty much already started here and stuff. So
yeah.
So that's the way we go. So we're ready to jump in. So go ahead, John. Yeah, you were talking.
No, I just want to know who's going to pick up the tab when we go. Let's go.
I have the first two when we go to tactical ops. Yes, they're awesome. Brandon's really awesome there too. He's very supportive for the vets and everybody. So
yeah, that's great. Every time we run into a business that supports vets, man, I love them. I love all vets because it's just the most unselfish thing you can do. Even if you were drafted, I get it. It just is. Like my stepdad who passed away last December, man, and like veterans, that was a hard day for me to go, or when I was going to go before I got called into work. It was me the first one. He wasn't going to be there, but it's funny you said that because he got drafted to the Navy during the Korean War. Mm. He walked in the Navy office and says, can I go to the Marines? I want to go to the best. Mm.
You can go with our little brother. That's your guys' like.
Hey, you know what? Like their training, I'm not going to lie. It's far more elite. I'm not going to lie. The way that they talk to their Marines and their mentality, it's a lot more efficient. I understand why, though. You can just tell by the way they, their uniforms, the way they march, and I appreciate that. We need them to be like that.
Oh, you need the Marines. You need the Army.
We need each branch.
It's like a vehicle, right?
I appreciate what they do. I do. We need each branch. But when you look at the videos that you see online of how in uniform they are when they march, oh my God, it is to the T. I love that.
How disciplined they are.
Yes. Like, it's like, wow, breathtaking.
I'm
not gonna lie, like wow.
And in the Army, we just beat Bach down. But here we come, here we come.
And in the Navy, it's like, oh my God, like you could just get in freaking step. It's like, but
I was in SWAT. I was on SWAT with a guy who was in the Navy, right? Yeah. And he goes, we asked him, tell us about your military career. Because I wasn't in the military. I was in the Navy, bro. Mm-hmm. But, you got, as far as leadership's concerned, some of the best training in the world.
Yes, it is.
They put you guys through you can tell when I read the books who's written by Navy guys, okay, this is really well thought out. It's based on human experience, too. It's not just based on some theory.
There's this, video I seen on YouTube with this Navy admiral, and he's speaking in front of an audience and stuff. And
Admiral McCraven, yeah.
right, and he talks about the bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Make your bed.
I've,
You know what I mean?
read that book. Have you read
Yeah,
it? It's
I haven't
awesome.
read that
Oh my
book,
God.
actually.
It's so inspirational. But it's truth, though.
You know,
when
and-
your PTSD is out of whack, you have to go back to the basics. Make your bed.
You
make your
you
bed.
focus on
You
something.
do. You have
Yeah,
to.
and what he said, just that's the start of the day. You get up, make your bed, and then you take the next step and the next step and the next step and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was really good. I watched that and I shoot that to my kids and stuff. Hey, listen to this.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
and
is good.
I add it to my kids. Put your slippers deep under your bed. That way, you have to start your day on your knees and you're humble.
Oh, yeah,
Gratitude.
yeah.
And you
have
say
to
thank you to
start-
God
You
being here.
missed 15 steps of gratitude. You got a roof over your head.
Yep.
You got water. You got electricity. You missed all that because you rolled over on the wrong bed. Well, get back in bed. Go the other way.
I like that.
Yeah,
Start
get back
all
in,
over
start all
again.
over.
But now you're giving me way too much to think about when I wake up.
I'm
Reset,
sorry, you
huh?
have to. No, you have
I like that
you
though.
Have to.
You know what the roof? That's pretty awesome.
You have a roof over your head. I've been homeless before. Unfortunately, plenty of at least more than 6 times. It sucks, and you have to I have to appreciate what I wanted. I wanted all this. I needed all this. So there's nothing to complain about. No.
I agree. There's a lot of people when I was in law enforcement. I saw a lot of mistreated people. Then you're a thief. You stole. But I had to steal to eat. I did.
it sucks.
So I know how that felt.
Living in your car.
Yeah,
sucks.
and then I'm like, give the guy a break. Let's get to the bottom of the story before you, hammer and before you lecture and arrest. Come
Yes.
I remember one thing I remember in the academy, they used to talk about that letter of the law as opposed to spirit of the law.
yeah.
I always went by spirit of the law. I felt
Yep.
spirit of the law. I remember that. I remember we were in the training
on.
program.
Yeah.
Huh?
If there's one thing I've learned about human, you got to give people their dignity. If you give them their dignity, you can pretty much, talk them into doing anything.
Yeah.
But if you, treat them with respect. Right.
Ask
Yeah,
them
absolutely.
why they're doing what they're doing.
Right. Why?
They are
The
going
why.
to tell you.
We all have a why.
Yeah.
Man, wow. We're only 5 minutes into this, and I'm already I can't wait for the rest because
Yeah.
this girl's pretty awesome. All right, Ysabel, let's get down to it, man.
Okay.
So you went to the Navy. You did 7 years, right?
Yes, I did.
And you were a operational specialist.
Yes.
What does an operational specialist do?
So on the civilian side, it's communication and intel. And then it's actually a lot of fun, though. I mean, when you first start, you have to learn how to read the scope, make sure the ship doesn't hit another ship, you do navigation, you talk to the other ships.
Oh wow, that's a lot of responsibility then. I mean,
Oh, no, at 18,
yeah.
you're
You're 18 doing that?
18 off the bat.
Okay, hold
So
on.
those are things like okay,
Yeah,
like
let's back up. Ask
like
Fab.
like
How'd you
you're
do it?
18 years old and you're navigating this multi-billion-dollar ship vessel. You know what I mean, through the waters of the world and stuff like that. And you see these movies and stuff, and you'll have an 18-year-old who's driving a submarine or something like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
My kid can't even drive a fucking car.
Well, you're not driving.
I know. I get it. I get it.
That's a boatman's mate. But you're in a dark room just like this. There's no lights. There's no windows. But you're in a room making sure that the ship is safe because all these personnel on the ship are depending on you.
Right.
So your job's really important. It's not just you, though. You have, of course, your leaders, your higher personnel that are watching over you. But, yes, you start off making sure that your ship's not going to hit another ship. And you're within the company. There's other ships as well when you're on deployment.
So the other ships that would be would that be considered a fleet or
Yes.
or
There's there's five or six. I
And
can't
one little
remember.
degree off, and suddenly you're doing this, right?
Yes.
you find yourself in the Sudan Strait or something like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Oh, yeah. And then the CO gets in trouble and gets fired. And
Because he was asleep.
You sleep at the wheel,
somebody's gotta
sleep
take
at the rudder.
responsibility. But
If I didn't like him, he'd be getting called all the time. Sorry about that.
So communication and intel. In you're talking to other ships, you also wear comms. You have there's always a book, and you're always having to follow the instructions and the. It's a secret book. Of course, people get in trouble for stuff like that. That's why they can't share it, can't talk about it, can't. People go to jail for that. You're not, I love my country. And it does piss me off when people sell it and share that stuff.
Oh, that's right, huh?
That's
Selling information to other countries about troop movement and stuff like that.
That's fucking bullshit.
But you know what? It's like fascinating and stuff because you look at where you're at in that ship, and then you go back a couple hundred years ago to the Mayflower or something like that, and they're just going off of charts and stars and stuff like that.
We do use charts, and you learn that all in a school that we get sent to.
Yeah,
it's
to navigate, huh?
Yes, and it's fun. You learn all the rules of the sea and everything. It's really important, though. You have to understand that it's so vital to our job.
So part, I think like you ever watch like science fiction movies like Star Trek and all those movies.
Oh yeah.
And they're all they're all in ships. Yeah, they have the captain, and a lot of it parallels to what's going on with the Navy right now.
Yeah.
So I watch Star Trek all the time.
I used to watch it. Yes.
I want you to check you for Halloween too.
Yeah.
Like,
Spock.
But everything is it's like aye, sir, or yes, the way they talk and the way they communicate. It's all Navy jargon, right?
Yes.
For the most part. Ah, good deal.
but what is so that's a lot of responsibility for someone who's 18, and I'm gonna assume you're also sitting in that room when there's special operations taking place and there's some 911 in the country, and you have, which I know you can't talk about. But I'm just imagining the things you saw when I'm looking in your eyes, right? Yeah. And things you heard that you actually never saw and never heard.
Well, yeah, everything in that room is classified.
Right. And I'm not going to ask you.
Clearance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, everybody in that room is.
Right.
You can't just go in that room. There's a code.
So you had secret clearance, is that what it's called?
Yes, I did.
So can you talk about that a little bit? What that means? So for people who don't know, that's all.
You're held to a higher standard at all times.
About keeping your mouth shut, basically.
Oh, yeah. You knew your ship's movement. You knew what was going on. You knew where we were going. You knew if we were changing movement as well before. Of course, it goes hierarchy. The captain knew before.
Of course.
So you're privy to some pretty
yeah.
secret information and stuff.
It's all strategic on military strategy.
We,
So.
we were Operation Special, OSs. I loved my job. I loved the people I work with. I still talk to all.
So you had to
OSs.
score pretty high, I'm assuming, right? In the
Yes, I
ASVAB?
scored very high in the ASVAB. I'm very smart, yes.
That's good.
I get it from my father. My father's also very smart, too.
Really?
He read a lot all my life, and I never really understood that, and he reads a lot, too, but conversations and just watching sports with him and
He's analytical, I'm assuming.
Yes, he's very intelligent, but I never paid attention until I got older, and I was like, oh, I got it from my father, and my mom is too. Don't get me wrong, she is great at math. She's a surgical tech, but I get it from both my parents.
I suck at math. We call it math, MAF.
Yeah, she makes sure that she holds standards of doctors and the RNs.
Oh, I can tell why mom and dad chose each other, huh? No boring day here.
Yeah.
But it's amazing because somebody has to hold people accountable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have to as well. Otherwise, I would not be a good parent, a good person. And it is black and white. You have to.
Let's talk about accountability. Please elaborate on that. Go ahead. Where are you coming from with this? I really want to know.
I have to hold myself accountable for everything. You have to, because the world that we're in right now, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to make sure that I'm there for the people, everybody. Otherwise, I fail everybody. And because I felt like I was failed and that nobody was there for me. Mm-hmm. And I don't want that to happen because I have lost some vets as well to suicide, and it sucks. I'm pretty sure they felt like nobody was there for them, and I can't lose them more. And I had to say that the other day when I was at EDD, I had to let them know that I was there for them, and I did give them my information because I know what it felt like when nobody's there for them. And I was like, I'm here. Like, find me on social media. I gave them my name. I gave them my phone number. I was like, I'm here. Like, I didn't care how old they were, because there was older vets in there, and I know that they were in there and they felt alone. And I had a few come up to me afterwards, and he was an older vet. He was also Marine, and he was like, I'm new to the area, and I don't have anybody. And I was like, come and meet me on Wednesdays at the Coffee and Donuts. I'll be there.
Know what you do?
I'm also part of American Legion, but yes, I was like, I don't care.
Is that where you have it at the American Legion?
At the Ysabel Veterans Memorial Building, yes. I know I'm part of multiple things, but at this point, I'm like, you kind of have to reach any vet.
Right.
Because it's so bad for our veteran community. They are literally in a hole within a hole within a hole after COVID. That's how bad it is right now out there. I know it because they're not coming out. They're not showing up. So you have to...
Kind of like kind of digging back out, right? Digging back out and stuff and dust off the dirt and find them where they're at and help them back out of that hole.
Yeah.
Do you go out looking for them?
I'm just showing up everywhere. I'm not... Like, if I see them with a hat on or a shirt, and I'm like, hey, here's a card. I'm like, come on. I'll be there. Come out.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah, that's really good. That's touching. That you go out there and give yourself to the
I'm
the
in the
veteran
grocery
community.
store, like, hey, like, do you know about this? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, come out.
This is all an indicator of the hell you went through. That's all it is. Yeah. And we're speaking the same language, by the way, because everything you're saying, I give out my number. I don't give a shit.
I don't care at this
I'm
point
welcome
no
to
more.
everybody can call me.
Yeah.
You're never by yourself. You're never alone.
You're not.
If you choose to call, and I get it, but that's how this started. So Paul was right when he was talking to you and like, oh shit, you're damn dude. So you had to feel. I know how I felt. I had God and a couple of good friends and some family, and
But I was angry at God too. Don't get me wrong.
no, I was pissed off. We didn't have nice words.
I was.
Yeah, but he always wins.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. He won. He's got me back now.
Yeah, but I know that had to be pretty bad. So that why? So you have a why behind you, why you're doing it, and if that's your motivator, I can only imagine the pain you were feeling, along with the loneliness and the isolation and not fitting in and not no one understanding. And then you look back in your corner because you were filled with a ship full of people who understood you.
Yeah.
And then you come home and there's like nothing there when you're losing everything.
I lost everything.
Yeah, you're stripped down and you have nothing there. And you look back and you want to find somebody like, hey, be here.
Yeah.
So now you're that person.
Yes.
Why?
Why not?
There you go.
There you go.
I
Yeah,
like
why
that.
not?
If not me, then who?
You're right.
And that's Travis Foundation.
That's also service.
It is service. You have to. Everybody needs it at this point.
It's not a punchline for you, and I can see that. Why don't you tell me what, and Paul, what does the word service mean to you?
Service means just showing up, just being there, just helping human beings. That's it. You don't need more than that, to
Right.
be honest. There's nothing more than that. Just,
That simple, that complicated.
yeah, that's it. Nothing more than that.
You know what? That's funny that you say that. Not funny, but like I tell my kids now, what's most important? Sometimes just fucking showing up. That's it.
I say keep showing up. That's all you have to do. And then they're like, okay, I can depend on her.
Right.
Yeah, being dependable. Yeah, that's huge and stuff like because when you find that you're not dependable, then that hurts. That sucks. That's when people say they're going to do something and then they fall short of that, and then you ask them, hey, it's not you should have said something. Oh, some people, oh, I'm too prideful. I'm
You
too
know
this.
how
But
easy it is just to text somebody?
yeah,
I got in a
absolutely.
car accident. I couldn't sleep last night.
But you know, but you're also talking about something that's difficult for me. I'm an isolator. I isolate when I get to a certain point. I don't give a fuck about returning calls. I don't give a fuck about anything else. And it's very selfish, and I understand that.
It's very selfish.
But it's also very necessary sometimes. I just can't do it. And it's not because I don't care about the people around me. It's just there's other things going on. Like I'm about to fuck somebody up, and I need to go away.
I understand that.
So you see,
I'm not there no more then.
oh, thank God.
No.
And it's rare that it happens. I mean, but things build up after a certain amount of time. Because I took calls all the time. I'm dealing with all the time. And you know, when you have guys showing up saying, "I was about to blow my brains out, man. Thank God you guys said something." That weighs heavy on you because you're like, "Oh shit, I got one more," and the next thing you know, you forget about yourself. You do. You kind of forget about yourself.
I don't forget about myself.
Thank God.
Self-care is very important.
So tell me how you do that.
How do I do that? I go hiking. I go walking. I go to the gym.
I see that on
I
your
go
Facebook
talk to
page.
God.
No, that's good. Staying active.
And that's every day. I have to talk to God when I wake up. I read scripture, you know, and I have friends that are in my life, and the universe is talking to me right now. 333, manifestation. Like it's everywhere. Like it just talks to me. Like it's amazing.
The third time I hear somebody's name, I have to call him. I don't know why. Yeah.
Like but you have. It took work. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I was the most unhappiest, depressed, isolated person after my divorce, and I left him. And I chose that because it was either he killed me, or I was not going to be here. You know, at that point. So, I am happy. I'm glad I'm not in that relationship. Mm-hmm. But yes, it was work, and I had to listen to everything positive and all the good music. You can't listen to sad music.
Hell
there's no at this point there's no woe is me. I'm sorry. I'm not a victim.
No, but you have to talk about that so other people understand.
Yes.
That's normal.
And you have to tell yourself, I can't think like that no more. It's all about mindset now. I have to want to be here, and I have to do the work. I have to be here so that other people know that it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah. So you had to get vulnerable to say that out loud.
I have to. Mm-hmm. I had to go to therapy. I had to go to PTSD treatment, not through the VA, through Wounded Warrior Project, but I had to look for everything, anything, and I'm still doing that now. Trust me that there's days where, like, it's not okay. There's days where, like, I don't know when it's going to trigger me or when I'm going to get triggered, because I still get triggered. Traffic triggered me today. I'm like, yelling in my I was literally yelling in the car, but I'm not going to go and do something. I'm not going to hurt me. I'm not going to hurt somebody else. I keep my hands to myself. I'm not going to harm anybody. I'm not going to let nobody harm me either. I have to make sure that I'm here for my kids, here for me at all times, and safety first.
So what you're talking about, like, I know what you're saying. You have to be selfish to a certain extent because you have to be the best version of you because the people you care about deserve that person.
Yeah.
And it's hard to separate yourself sometimes because woe is me, the victim. If you play a victim role and you continually stay there, you're right. They're not doing anybody any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it sucks what happened to me. Mm-hmm. I understand that. I did not deserve that.
Right.
And what happened to me was not my fault.
Mm-hmm. You're right, it wasn't.
And I went through therapy. I went to counseling for all that. But there's a lot of people who haven't gone to counseling or who haven't got help yet.
Right.
So.
But through your experiences, you can guide somebody, show them that there is help out there.
There is lots of help.
And being involved and well, your life, the path that you've walked, the path that you've gone through, has enabled you to push through, and you're still here, and you're pushing every day. And then when you identify somebody that in a similar situation and stuff, you can give that person the, hey, this is the direction you should go. This is what you should do. There is opportunity out there. There is help out there to get you where you need to be.
Yes.
And stuff. And that's great. So what about some of the programs that you're involved with, that you utilize or that you lean on that helps you with your mission?
Okay, so Wounded Warrior Project was the first one. I actually am a warrior leader. I've been with them, I don't even know, like 11 years, 12 maybe. I have like used almost every program that they have. I'm not gonna lie.
The Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes, they have a lot of programs. They do retreats. They do Soldier Ride, which is a cycling. They do retreats for couples as well. They do PTSD a 2-week inpatient or outpatient. And no, you're not locked up. No, you can go and come and during the whole time. I went to a Chicago program. It's called Rush. It's very intense. Mm-hmm. I was ready for it. I barely brushed the top of my PTSD. I haven't even gone to the MST, which is military sexual trauma part of it. I wasn't ready for that part. Mm-hmm. I will go to it. I just haven't gone yet. They have a lot to offer. But yes, I push Wounded Warrior Project because they also have a Warriors to Work program. When I was working, they helped me get a job. They helped me with my resume. My car literally broke. They helped me fix my car. They got me AAA. Wow. They made sure I got to work. And I was crying. I was like, my daughter was like an infant at that time. I was in San Diego. I was like, I can't get to work. I needed money. I couldn't even get a job when I got out from the military. I was in San Diego where you would think you can get hired. I could not get hired. Nobody would hire me. The only person that would hire me after I got out in 2006 was Target. And I was only making minimum wage from Target. And I had to go to school at that time. And it sucked. I was living with one of my best friends, and he was active duty. He was literally holding it down because I was trying. I was homeless before that, too, while I was in San Diego. I was trying to use all the programs that were out there. I was trying to use the San Diego County program to, like, the housing, the HUD program that would...
housing, urban development.
Yeah.
That program sucks, I'm not going to lie. Like, they would give you money to get into a place, but it was never enough money. And, yes, you get money to go to school, but it was never enough. You were used to getting $4,000 to $5,000 a month, and then you get $2,000. And I had a child, and I was going back and forth with custody with my son. I was like, yeah, I was barely scraping by, and it sucked. As a single parent, it was like, man, I was stressed.
I can
imagine. I had all these skills from the military, and they tell you, oh yeah, we're gonna hire you. It was like, nah, couldn't get a job.